Hello. Hello, I'm Sridhar. In this video, I'm going to explain about the types of conductors and its relevant topics. Okay, it is belongs to the electrochemistry topic. Now, let us see in this at this end of the period, we may know about the what is the electrochemistry, what are the conductors, and what are the types of conductors. Okay, at the end of the period we may know about the what is the electrochemistry, what are the conductors, what are the types of conductors. Now let us see the introduction of this topic. First of all, we have to know about the what is the electrochemistry. Electrochemistry is a branch of a science which deals about the relationship between which deals about the relationship between electrochemistry and chemical changes. Okay, once again I'm repeating a branch of a science which deals about the relationship between electricity and chemical changes. It is a well-known fact that during the electrolysis of copper sulfate solution, copper is deposited over the cathode. This shows that the electrical energy produces chemical reactions. Let us see this concept in a electrolysis process. Okay, that is example we may see like this. In the case of electrochemistry, electrolysis process, when we pass the electricity through the copper sulfate solution, the copper sulfate solution is dissociated into copper plus 2 and sulfate ions. At that time, the ions which are positive and negative ions are moved towards oppositely charged electrodes. In that case, copper is moved towards cathode side, copper plus 2 ions are moved towards cathode side, and it is reduced as a copper that can be stored on the surface of the cathode. Okay, in this case, we may observe when we pass the electricity through the copper sulfate solution, there will be reactions or takes place at electrodes, and the chemical reactions are takes place at electrodes. Means in the case of electrochemistry, the we observe the relationship between the electricity and chemical changes. Okay, in this case we may observe when we pass the electricity through the copper sulfate solution, the chemical reactions are takes place at electrodes. That is, the oxidation reactions are takes place at anode, reduction reactions are takes place at cathode. Okay, when we observe copper is deposited on the cathode by the reduction process. Okay, this shows that the electrical energy produces the chemical reactions. Now let us see the some terminology on the conductors. First of all, this due to the allowing capacity of the electricity, the substances are classified into two types, that is conductors, insulators. Conductors, let us see the conductors. Okay, we observe in this slide. Okay, these are all the metals. Here it is copper. When we observe in our houses, wiring, that is copper wire. This copper wire is acting as conductor. The layer of this plastic is acts as insulator. And also we may observe in this conductor is aluminum. Also the allowing the electricity, then that will be also treated as conductor. And next one is steel. Steel also allowing the electricity, then those are called as conductors. Any metal, if you have to take any metal in the take that allows the electricity through them are called as conductors. Okay, in examinations they may ask as a short question, what is the conductor? Okay, any material which allows the electricity through them are called as any material which allows the electricity through them is called as conductor. Now let us see the one more classification of the material, that is what is the insulator. What is the insulator? Yes, it is opposite to the conductor, that is the material which does not allow the electricity through them are called as conductors, sorry, insulators. Like protective coatings on wires, those are acts as insulators. Let us see these examples. Plastic, okay, plastic, which can be observed on the wires over the copper or aluminum. Okay, that plastic material is acts as insulator. Next one is rubber. Rubber also acts as insulator. And next one is glass. Glass also acts as insulator. Wood. Wood also does not allow the electricity through them are called as insulators. Cloth. This cloth also does not allow the electricity, then it is called as insulator. Okay, just now we discussed simply the conductor and insulator. Conductor, a substance which allows the electricity through them are called as electric Conductors means a substance or material which allows the electric current through them are called as conductors. A substance which does not allow the electric current through them are called as insulator. And also we discussed the examples. For insulators, examples are plastic, rubber, glass, cloth, wood. For conductors, the examples are copper, aluminum, steel, etc. And also we see here conductive materials is used for wires that will carry the electricity. Okay, these are the conductive material means wires or means metals which carries the electric current. And next one is in this diagram we may observe the inside part of the wire is acts as conductor, the outside part of the wire is acts as insulator. Means these the inside part may have copper, aluminum, steel or any metal. The outside part is insulator that may have be cloth, or rubber, glass, wood, etc. These are the conductive materials. Now let us see the classification of the conductors. The types of conductors based on the mechanism of flow of electricity, the conductors are classified into two types. Based on the mechanism of flow of electricity, the conductors are classified into two types. That is electronic conductors or metallic conductors. And next one is electrolytic conductors or ionic conductors or electrolytes. Okay, this is a classification of the conductors due to the mechanism of flow of electricity. Then it is electronic conductors, electrolytic conductors. Now let us see the electronic conductors. An electronic conductor allows the flow of electricity without causing any decomposition of a substance. Means a substance which allows the electricity due to movement of electrons, means there will be a no reaction takes place in this kind of conductors. Means a conductor, an electronic conductor allows the flow of electricity without causing any decomposition of a substance, without causing any decomposition of a substance. The most common examples of these electronic conductors are metals, graphite, minerals. In this kind of electronic conductors, The electricity generates by the flow of electrons. Flow of electrons means the flow of electricity in such conductors happens due to the flow of electrons within the substance through which the electricity is made to pass. And also, as the temperature of a substance increases, there is a considerable decrease in the flow of conduction. Means when we supply of the heat energy to the any electronic conductors like metals, when we the supply the temperature, then automatically the electrons are escaped from the valence shell of the particular metal. Then we observe the decrease the conduction capacity of the metal. Here we observe, okay, there will be no reactions occurred, only the reactions only there will be no reactions are occurred, and its examples are all the metals, graphite, minerals. The flow of electricity in such conductors due to the movement of electrons. In this kind of conductors, the flow of electrons takes place from high potential region to low potential region, that is cathode to anode. Okay, in this such kind of conductors, when increase the temperature, then we observe the decrease in the capacity of the conductance. And next one is electrolytic conductors. Electrolytic conductors, as opposed to the former, the substance undergoes decomposition in the case of electrolytic conduction. Means the conductors which conducts the electricity due to movement of ions are called as electrolytic conductors. Means in this kind of electrolytic conductors, the ions are moved towards oppositely charged ions. Then we observe the considerable reactions at the electrodes. That is, the oxidation reactions are takes place at anode. The reduction reactions are takes place at cathode. For this electrolytic conductors, examples are acid solutions, base solutions, fused salts, and more. As the temperature of a electrolytic conductor increases, increases the rate of conduction. Means when supplying the temperature to the electrolyte, then increase the number of ions by the dissociation. Means then increase the number of ions, then the movement of ions are also increases in that electrolyte conductor. Then then increases the conduction capacity of the electrolyte. Okay, in the case of electrolytic conductors, we may observe the we may observe the decreasing of matter at the electrode. Means we observe the in these electrolytic conductors transfer of matter from one place to another place. In electronic conductors, okay, there is no transfer of matter occurred in this kind of electronic conductors because of there is no chemical reactions or takes place at the electrodes. But in the case of electrolytic conductors, there will be chemical reactions are occurred, then the uh, then we observe transfer of matter from one place to another place. Okay, now let us see the differences between the electronic and electrolytic conductor. First one is electronic conductor, this one is electrolytic conductors. Electronic conductors, it is due to the flow of electron, it is due to the flow of ions. Okay, it involves no chemical change. Here it involves the chemical changes. There is a no transfer of matter. Okay, here it involves the transfer of matter. The conductance decreases with increasing of temperature. That is, the resistance increases with the temperature. Here the conductance increases with increasing of temperature. That is, the resistance decreases with the increase in temperature. We observe here the differences between the electronic and electrolytic conductors. That is, flow of electrons occurred, here the flow of ions, here there is no chemical changes, here it will have the chemical changes, there is no transfer of matter, here it involves the transfer of matter. Conductance decreases with the increasing of temperature, conductance increases with the increase in temperature. For examples for this electronic conductor is all the metals. For electrolytic conductors, examples are acids, bases, fused salts, etc. In examination point of view, they may ask as a question, write the differences between electronic and electrolytic conductors. Now let us see the types of electrolytic conductors. This due to the ionization capacity, the conducting capacity also increases. Based on that, the electrolytic conductors, due to extent of ionization, this can be classified into two types. That is, strong electrolytic conductors, weak electrolytic conductors. Now let us see some examples like strong acids, strong bases, such as hydrochloric acid, hydrogen nitrate, sulfur dioxide, potassium iodide, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. Okay, these are all the strong acids, strong bases, salts like fused salts like potassium chloride, sodium chloride, etc. Okay, example definition of these electrolytic strong electrolyte is the conductors which conducts the electrolytes which conducts the electricity at moderate concentrations. The electrolytic conductors in aqueous solution state, aqueous state or in molten state. These substances dissociate completely, hence they are capable of conducting electricity to large extent. Means the conductors, the electrolytes which ionize completely even at moderate concentrations having more conductivity is called as strong electrolytic conductors. It means exa- H acids, strong acids like HCl, HNO3, H2SO4, etc. Strong bases, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. Salts like potassium chloride, sodium chloride, etc. These are all in aqueous solution states or in aqueous state. When it is ionized and it gives completely ions at moderate concentrations, then automatically its conductance also having more. Examples are hydrochloric acid, hydrogen nitrate, sulfur dioxide, potassium iodide, etc. The electrolytic conductors which ionize completely at moderate concentrations and having more conductivity is called as strong electrolytes. Now let us see the one more classification of the electrolyte is weak electrolytes. It is completely vice versa to the strong electrolytes. The electrolytes which ionize partially at moderate concentrations and having low conductivity in nature is called as weak electrolytes. Means the electrolytes which ionize partially, means little bit amount. Some example, there will be 100 ions is there. In that case, only the 30 to 40 ions are ionized into ions. Means that is the partial capacity of the electrolyte, partial ionic capacity of the electrolyte. Okay, that kind of uh, electrolytes, gives lesser conductivity in nature. Examples for these weak electrolytes at moderate concentration means in normal conditions, it gives the less number of ions in ionization process. That is the partial ionization capacity. Okay, next one is the electrolytes. These electrolytes are weak acids like acetic acid, hydrogen cyanide. These are the weak acids. Next, weak bases like ammonium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, etc. Salts like silver chloride, barium sulfate. These are all the weak electrolytes, and these ionize partially at moderate concentrations and also having the low conductivity in nature. Okay, in this topic we have learned about the what is the conductor, what is the insulator, what are the types of conductors, that is electronic conductor, electrolytic conductor, and also we discussed the differences between the electronic and electrolytic conductor. Now let us see the some multiple choice questions on this topic. Conduction in a metals is due to the electrons only, electrons and holes, holes only, applied electric field. The right answer is A, because of the metals are having the electrons. But in that case, metals, the flow of electricity takes place due to the movement of electrons. Then the right answer is electrons only. Question number 2. Which of the following are the conductors? Ceramics, plastic, mercury, rubber. Okay, in this, the right answer is mercury. Mercury is a metal. The remaining all are the non-conductors. Okay, then the right answer is C, mercury. It is a metal. Question number 3. In electrolytic conductors, the conductance is due to the flow of free mobile electrons, movement of ions, either movement of electrons or ions, cannot be said. Okay, in this kind of electrolytic conductors, the conductance is only the due to the movement of ions. The right answer is B. Okay, in the case of electronic conductors, the conductance is due to the movement of electrons. In the case of electrolytic conductors, the conductance is due to the movement of ions. The next question is, which of the following of the example of the electrolytes? Acids, metals, alloys, oxides. In this, right answer is acids, because of acids, bases, some of the aqueous salt solutions are acts as electrolytes. But here the remaining metals, alloys, oxides, these are the metallic state, that only is in liquid state or in aqueous solution state acid. Then the right answer is acids. It is an example for the electrolyte. Now let us see some more topic on this. Is just now we discussed the what is the electrochemistry, what are the conductors, what are the types of conductors, what are the types of electrolytes. Okay, in this topic we may learn about the what is the Arrhenius theory of electrolytic dissociation and its postulates. Means in this okay, to explain the behavior of the electrolyte, Arrhenius proposed Arrhenius proposed a theory that is called as Arrhenius theory of electrolytic dissociation in the 1884. Okay, this theory is also called as electrolytic dissociation theory or ionic theory. According to Arrhenius, the postulates are an electrolyte, when dissolved in water, breaks up into two types of charged particles, one carrying a positive charge and other a negative charge. Means the electrolyte in ionization, it splits into positive and negative charged ions. In this positive charged ions are called these charged particles are called as ions. The positively charged ions are termed as cations, and negatively charged ions are called as parts anions. Let us see this example. AB in solution state splits into A plus B minus. The process of splitting of an electrolyte is called as ionization. Okay, that is here NaCl. On splitting it gives Na plus Cl minus. Okay, this is the process is ionization process or dissociation process. Okay, it gives positively charged ions and negatively charged ions. Positively charged ion is cation, the negatively charged ion is anion. Okay, this one is K2SO4. Ionization it gives 2K plus SO4 minus 2 ions. Okay, in this modern form, the theory assumes that the solid electrolytes are decomposed of ions, composed of ions, which are held together by electrostatic attraction forces. Okay, when an electrolyte is dissolved in a solvent, these forces are weakened and the electrolyte under dissociation into ions. These ions are solvated. Okay, in this case, the electrolytes are composed of ions which are held together by the electrostatic attraction forces. When it is dissolved into the solvent, the forces are weakened and it gives the ions. Okay, this process is known as dissociation or Ionization, the process of splitting of molecules into ions, is called as ionization or electrolytic dissociation. Next one is the process of splitting of molecules into ions of an electrolyte is called as ionization. The fraction of the total number of molecules present in the solution as the ions is known as the degree of ionization or degree of dissociation. That is, it is denoted by alpha is equal to number of molecules dissociated into ions by total number of molecules. Okay, the ratio of the number of molecules dissociated into ions to the total number of molecules taken initially is called as degree of ionization. Okay, it has been observed that all the electrolytes do not ionize to the same extent because of its capacity. Some are almost completely ionized, while others are freely ionized. Okay, the degree of ionization depends on the number of factors, that is the nature of the solvent, temperature, etc. Here, the degree of ionization means the ratio of the number of molecules. The number of molecules splits into the ions to the total number of molecules taken initially is called a degree of ionization. Okay, this degree of ionization is depends on some factors, that is the nature of the solvent, nature of the electrolyte, temperature, etc. Okay, next one is the ions present in solution constantly reunite to the form neutral molecules, and thus there is a state of dynamic equilibrium between the ionized and the non-ionized molecules. Okay, the ions in solution constantly reunite to form a neutral molecules, and thus there is a state of dynamic equilibrium between the ionized and non-ionized molecules. That is, AB is dynamic equilibrium bliss with A plus B minus. A plus B minus. Next, when an electric current is passed through the electrolytic solution, the positive ions are moved towards cathode side, negatively charged ions are moved towards anode side, and gets discharged. That is, electrolysis process occurred in that electrolyte. Okay, when an electric current passed through the electrolytic solutions, the positive ions are moved towards cathode side and the negative ions are moved towards anode side, and gets discharged. That is means electrolysis occur. The electrolytic solution is always neutral in nature, as the total charge on the one set of ions is equals to the total charge of on the other set of the ions. In the electrolytic solution, it is always neutral because of the total charge of one set of ions is equals to the neutral molecule. That is example. Okay, means neutral molecule means that is in the case of the total charge of positive ions and negative ions are always equal. AgNO3 gives rise to Ag plus NO3 minus, means one positive ion and one negative ion. Next one is copper sulfate solution. On ionization it produces copper plus 2 plus sulfate ions. Here the two number of positive ions, two number of negative ions. In the case of electrolytic solutions, the total charge of positive ions are always equals to the total charge of negative ions. And next one is, as the current passed between the electrodes of electrolytic cell, the ions are migrate to the oppositely charged electrodes. Let us see this example. It is a silver nitrate solution we have taken here. Okay, when it is when you take these electrodes to the battery, when we connect these electrodes to the battery, when we pass the current through this battery, the silver nitrate solution can be dissociated into Ag plus and NO3 minus. Okay, these Ag plus ions are moves towards cathode side. The NO3 minus ions are moves towards anode side. Means when we pass the current through the electrolytic solution, the ions are moves towards oppositely charged electrodes. Next one is one more point. The properties of electrolytes in solution are the properties of ions present in the solution. The properties of electrolytes in solution are the properties of ions produced. For example, acidic solution always contains H plus ions, while basic solution contains OH minus ions. And the characteristic properties of the solutions are those of H plus and OH minus ions respectively. Means if we have to take any solution, the ions and molecules are having the same kind of properties. If we have to take any acidic solution, HCl solution is there. On ionization it produces H plus and Cl minus ion. The H plus and Cl minus ions are having the some properties, the same property shows by the HCl. Okay, next one is the ions discharge their charges at electrode by the passage of electricity through electrolytic solution. Okay, on ionization it produces the ions, but those ions are discharged at electrode by the passage of electricity through the electrolytic solution. During the electrolysis in electrolytic cell, cations are discharged on the cathode, anions on the anode. At this stage, oxidation reactions are takes place at anode, reduction reactions are takes place at a cathode. Okay, at anode, the oxidation reactions are takes place. At cathode, the reduction reactions are takes place. Yes, the degree of ionization is increases with dilution. At infinity dilution, it approaches unity. That is, dissociation is complete. Then further, the ionization of the electrolyte is depends on nature of the solute, nature of the solvent, and temperature. Okay, in this video, we discuss about the electrolytes and its terms of postulates in Arrhenius theory of electrolytic dissociation. Now let us see some quick questions on this. Electrolytes, when dissolved in water, dissociate into their constituents ions. The degree of dissociation of an electrolyte increases with the increasing of concentration of electrolyte. B. Decreasing the concentration of the electrolyte. C. Decreasing the temperature. D. Presence of substance yielding a common ion. Solution in this answer is right answer is B. Decreasing the concentration of electrolyte means because the degree of dissociation is inversely proportionate to the concentration of the electrolyte. And next one is an electrolyte gives complex ions in solutions. B. Dissolves in water to give ions. C. Is ionized in the solid state. Gives a complex electron gives a complex ions in solution. Dissolves in water to give the ions. C. Is ionized in the solution state. D. Generates the ions on passing electric current. Solution for this is electrolytes are those substances which on dissolving water gives ions. The right answer is B. The theory of ionization was given by Rutherford, Graham, Faraday, Arrhenius. Okay, that is the right answer is D. Okay, the Arrhenius proposed a theory of ionization. The extent of ionization. The extent of ionization increases A. With the increase in concentration of solute. B. On addition of excess water to solution. C. On decreasing the temperature of solution. D. Stirring the solution vigorously. The right answer is B. Dilution of solution. If the extent of ionization increases, then dilution, when increase the dilution, then automatically increases the number of ions. Then ionization also increases. Which will not affect the degree of ionization? A. Temperature. B. Concentration. C. Type of solvent. D. Current. Current. Current does not affect the degree of the ionization. Thank you.